part of the fair. A couple of things that I'm going to tell you, and we're trying to get all judges to use this form because this is our official ARBA showmanship form. If this is an ARBA sanctioned show, I don't care what they say, make them use this form. This is the only way we're going to be able to be consistent with showmanship. Okay? So, yeah. And the other thing too that I have to tell you is nobody should be asking, am I supposed to talk? Do you want to talk a verbal or do you want a silent, demonstration? That should not be asked because believe it or not, if you have never noticed, this form, half of it is what you say. So if you're not speaking, there is no proper way to evaluate you. Because when you're opening the ear and checking there, I don't know what you're checking for unless you what? Tell me, right? Half of this is the terms that you use. You use this form as your Bible, and this is your scripture, and you learn it, okay? And live it and say it. So when you check the ears, for example, you should be saying everything on this side. So make sure you check for it and demonstrate it, and prove to me that that's what you're checking for. Most of you, I think my highest placing senior was like in the low 70s. So most of you were missing it because of this right here. Not enough terms, not enough usage of what you're looking for. It's the only way to properly evaluate you. So I'm saying this to all of your fair leaders, what have you. If you have a judge that says, I don't want to hear talk, then they're not judging properly. And if you tell them Armando Cabrera said so, you have his email and his phone number and you can call him and argue that with him. But today everybody's going to speak. Because if you don't speak, we won't know what you're looking for. Okay? So big, and I'm big on that. This is the way it's got to be, and judges need to change that about themselves too. So blame me, okay? Tell them I said so and they know where I'm at. Okay? So terminology, big. Okay? When my kid does showmanship, she says every single thing on it. Okay? Has to be. Otherwise, you're not going to get the points for the terminology. Okay? The other thing, and these are some of the things that we're missing. How many of you seniors pretended to be a judge and gave me an evaluation of your animal? I'm glad. That was the only one. There are 15 potential points for that piece alone. If you don't do it, even if you did the best routine, you will lose because you've lost 15 points just on your routine. So if you at least do that, the thing that it will hurt you, but it will also help you, because if you're not as good on your routine, and you do really good on commenting about your pig, because you're commenting on your pig, okay, that will help you with some of the maybe find little areas on your routine that you may have been weak on. The other thing, especially, this is really hard on seniors that I'm hard on. Seniors, if you've been doing this in most cases since you were 9, or younger, if you were a clover bud, by the time you get to senior, you should know a routine and it should be like down packed and you know what to do. That's great, that is part of it. But I want to know how much have you learned over these years, so I hit you really hard on knowledge. There are 10 points for knowledge alone. So if you don't know basics like coat type or color, or whether a black falls in a Guinea group or a self group, or what a self is, these are basic things, or the 13 breeds of Cavy's. Some of you didn't know that. Those should be memorized, okay? You've got to know that stuff. It's basic stuff. And I say that I'm hard, but I wasn't as hard on you as I've had to be on some seniors, because some of them out there are really good. They've got that knowledge part down packed, so I got to use something to break up my placement. So remember that. Very important. If you don't, but man, that because remember, we're very different in what we do with showmanship. In sheep, steers, I did all that stuff. When you do showmanship, you're doing what you do as an exhibitor, right? But when you do showmanship for cavies and rabbits, what are you doing? You're doing what the judge does. So part of the judge, he checks for everything, right? But part of what he does is that he gives the comments. So the judging comments is so important, and having that knowledge is so important. So remember that. Also, of course, making sure your uniform's in place. I saw a lot of this time. It's okay, but believe it or not, I gotta see your butt if that's what you're embarrassed about showing me. The reason why is because, especially with juniors, they love to play in their whites, and I want to know that you didn't just go, scooting down the haystack and now you got dirt all in the back of you, okay? Or that your shirt's properly tucked in. Okay, so that's why I do still like the 4-point turnaround, so I can see all around you. Okay, it's not that I want to be a perv and see your butt. So I know I'm just gonna let the elephant out of the cage, okay, or out of the pen. So that's another thing that's very different. So again, talk through your routines. Don't even ask, just talk. Okay, it has to happen, or you're gonna lose half of that score or a big portion of it. Okay, so a couple of things. I saw cavies being carried like rabbits, not rabbits, they're cavies. I prefer a method of this or this, depending on whether you're right-handed or left-handed. Okay, you can either have the feet underneath them, or you can let them, dangle. It doesn't matter to me, because if the animal kicks, it's not going anywhere. There's nothing for it to grab on, right? But even if it does, you've got your hand over the top. It's a much better way to display the animal, that you got it in control. Plus, look at this cool trick. When you set your animal down, there's no plopping. You lift, you slide your hand out, and it's almost already in position, right? Now, basic stuff, the judge is over there. You start and end with the tag facing the judge. Some of you ended this way, okay? And then here's another thing too, for your 4-point turnabout. This is just smoothing your routine, some extra tips, okay? When you turn your animal over, try to keep it on its feet. Why? Because when you do this, you're almost to it being on its back, and cavies hate that, okay? So feet is better. You can teach them, but it gives them a little bit something to support, and they're not kicking as much. This one just doesn't know how to do it. But when you get them to stand on their feet, they're much more cooperative, and they do really well. Hand position is very important. I saw somebody having problems with a pig wanting to bite them. Take control. You're the boss. Remember that? I do that also with rabbits. So the position I recommend is that you go right in front of the animal. You're grabbing right here. You have full control. It can't bite me if it tries. Okay? It can't turn. I've got its nose, I've got everything, right? So you can take control of the animal. The top, grab the top lip, the bottom finger from the other hand, pulls down on the bottom. Okay? And I've got full control of its head. It can't bite me if it wanted to. Okay? So remember that. So that you can, I want to see all 4 teeth. Okay? So when you turn your animal over after you've done your examination, if you start immediately with the front view, and then start going to your left. Okay, here's the other view, the back view, so that when you finish, guess what? The pig's already in position for you to finish your routine. I recommend that when you finish your routine, that's the perfect time for you to say, that completes my routine, I will now evaluate my animal. And this is where you start saying, my cave, this is a broken American, blah, 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 it's got good patching, good distribution, all the points that are pertinent. Don't talk about its glossy coat. If it's a skinny, you're not going to use a skinny. But use pertinent things for this animal. This is a broken, so make sure you talk about patching, distribution. You do want to talk still about the head, the eyes, the ears. Okay, so you're judging it. You're giving the comments of someone who'd write for you if you were the judge. That's what you want to do at this point. Don't say, this animal has an excellent head. Does it have an excellent head? No. Right? So make sure the comments match the animal. So that's another tip for you. So I saw some of that. I saw some of this. This is rabbit. Okay, pigs hate it. It hurts. Okay? Use one finger. Just flip the coat. You can do it in spots. Flip the coat with one finger and then always brush it down. Okay? You're checking coat for density, texture, and go ahead and say length too to be complete. Okay? Don't forget to that you're checking make sure that you're checking using the right motions, and that you're using the right terms. Another thing, I know for those of you that do dual animals, I know it's hard, but this is hair or coat, not fur. Half of you use fur, and I can say, what is it again? Oh, I'm sorry, it's coat. Oh, I'm sorry, it's hair. So coat or hair, remember that. Stick it in your bait. Coat or hair, okay? Not fur. So a smooth routine, be thorough, slow down. Some of you are having a race, okay? Make sure you're checking underneath the chin, the chest. Abscesses, yeah, you can check this way, but don't forget to check this way. This is actually the better way to check for abscesses, because gravity will pull the, what is an abscess or a hernia? Okay, some of you only check for abscesses and nothing else. There's several other terms that you check on the belly for us, okay? When you mention the teeth, don't just say that you're checking for the 2 teeth, you're also checking for mastitis. What else? Missing teeth, extra teeth. Those are 3 good ones to use, okay? So remember that. All right.
Don't get afraid.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Oh, be confident. Some of you were apologizing when you were right. Like, but you because of the look on my face, I'm just kind of messing with you. You're thinking that you're wrong. And I'm like, really? Yeah, but that's just a trick that I use, okay? Be confident. I even give half a point when somebody's wrong, but they're confident in their answer. I remember one kid, I remember asking, is that your final answer? Are you really sure? Oh yes, I'm absolutely sure. I was like, dang, one extra point just because he was so confident about that. He was wrong, totally wrong, but he was confident about it, you know? So be confident, don't apologize, just pretend like you've already said it, might as well just own up to it, right? You know? But trust me, we're not chopping your head off, okay? Sometimes, again, it's a trick that I do, but be confident in your answers. It really, really helps. One time I knew the kid was wrong, but he was so confident that after he walked away, I looked at him for a quick, just myself. He made me question myself, but he was so confident about it. So anyway, those are like the main things that really, really stood out to me. We got a competition coming, a convention, so I wanted to give you guys some of those that are very, very important because one of you, for example, I already know because I already added the points, would have won, but because you missed one of those main areas, it made enough of a point difference that you ended up not winning. But I wanted you to know that because you're great at showmanship, but I did want you to know, I don't want you to miss out and not win by a technicality that you didn't even realize was part of showmanship. Does that make sense? So anyway, I wanted to spend some time to talk to you guys about that because if I don't teach and you don't learn anything, then, you know, what are we doing this for, right? This is 4-H, right? You got to grow and learn, right? So anyway, thank you.
Okay. Armando, you're in charge of the youth division at convention, and kids keep coming up to me and asking, will there be showmanship at convention?
I'm not in charge of these. No, they made me assistant Cavy chairman.
I tried to do that, and you said no.
Well, they gave it to me anyway, so.
So who's in charge of the group?
I don't know. I know. We need to talk to Randy about that one. Yes. Sorry about that, but hey, yes.
Okay.
Pig.
Okay.